Hello everyone, this is SpinoDragon for Epoch Now, and welcome to our newest episode of Epoch News, the first of which to cover a whole month. This will be a bit different to our previous entries as we've now decided to cover several publications at once, showing what has been announced over the current month. With that said, we will be covering the first axial skeleton of Tiktaalik, giant cheetahs, several large reptiles, new reconstructions, and more. So without further ado, let's dive right into the news from April 2024. Starting off the news from this past month, we have the first ever 3D skeleton for Tiktaalik provided thanks to CT scanning. Ever since the evolution of terrestrial vertebrates, there have been many changes to the postcranial skeleton. However, this same information is limited for the well-known Tiktaalik. Thanks to the holotype specimen being put through a CT scanner, the 3D model has revealed its posterior ribs and more of its vertebrae, giving us a better understanding of how terrestrial locomotion evolved through steppe tetrapods, and also gives us the first ever axial skeleton for this walking fish. Next on the news, we have a new elasmosaurid Plesiosauria described from the López de Bertodano Formation, located in the Seymour Island of Antarctica. Named Marambianectes molini, the new genus is branched within Wadellanectia, a clade of Gondwanan elasmosaurs that also contains the filter-feeding aristonectine subfamily, which is what Marambianectes is closely related to. Its discovery gives paleontologists new information about aristonectine evolution, that being the process of the decreasing count of neck vertebrae started prior to their appearance. In other news, we have the description of a new Titanosaur from the late Cretaceous Maastrichtian aged rocks in Argentina. Around the same size as a cow, with a body length of 20 feet, Titanomaquia gimenezii is the first ever dinosaur to be described from the La Colonia Formation in nearly 40 years, since the discovery and description of Carnotaurus in 1985. This diminutive sauropod, while it wasn't found in the same locality as Carnotaurus, would still have been favored prey for the large Belosaurs since they lived during the same time. Its discovery helps provide information on how complex Titanosaur radiations were in Patagonia, showing paleontologists that northern Patagonia was dominated by Saltosaurians and Aeolosaurians, whereas southern Patagonia was dominated by Colossosaurians and other large titanosaurs. Hopefully Titanomaquia is the start of a new series of publications that describe more new dinosaurs that called the land of Carnotaurus their home too. Next up is the description of a giant species of extinct cheetah from Pleistocene East Asia. Named Acinonyx pleistocenicus, it would have weighed up to 418 pounds, beating the previous record holder, Acinonyx pardonensis, which would have weighed around 120 pounds. Initially, the new species was once believed to be a subspecies for A. pardonensis. However, thanks to new remains from China, A. pleistocenicus is now assigned to its own species. The discovery of this new species of colossal cheetah sheds light on the evolution of the genus in Eurasia as a whole, a higher trophic level in the ecosystem, competing with predators like Megantherion. Up next, we have the publication of a new genus of elasmarian ornithopod dinosaur, named Titasaura derbiana, hailing from the Marfim Formation in the Bahia State of northeastern Brazil. It is the first of its kind to be described from the country overall. Hopefully more animals present in the Marfim Formation provide more new discoveries and descriptions for its fauna, since Titasaura and its contemporaries have remained underexplored since the late 19th to the early 20th centuries. Next, we have the first ever Juvenile Edmontosaurus regalis specimen to be discovered with cranial remains. Nicknamed Gary, this new specimen was discovered in the Horseshoe Canyon Formation, and gives us great new information on the cranial ontology for the genus overall. In addition, the discovery of Gary also changes the scientific naming for the unnamed Prince Creek Edmontosaurus species, formerly named as Ugranaluk before being assigned as Edmontosaurus species. Now, the species has been assigned as Edmontosaurus cf. regalis, potentially reducing Edmontosaurus from 3 to now only 2 species. Gary is a wonderful find that gives us a better understanding of how the skull anatomy for Edmontosaurus as a whole changed over the time they grew. Next up, thanks to the well-preserved sclerotic rings being found in a well-intact skull of Plioplatycarpus, paleontologists have been given the first ever data on this mosasaur's vision. The specimen, named TMP 2022.043 .0001, which is known from a complete skull, shows that Plioplatycarpus had acute vision and was adapted to hunt in both poor and rich light conditions, while also having stereoscopic vision after analyzing the proportions of the mosasaur's skull, increasing its vision sensitivity and acuity. This information gives us new insight into how these marine reptiles hunted and adapted in the many ecological roles they played, especially for fish-eating mosasaurs like Plioplatycarpus and its kin. Speaking of marine reptiles, we also have the description of what possibly could be the largest marine reptile known to science as of yet. Named Ichthyotitan severnensis, it is a giant ichthyosaur discovered in latest Triassic rocks in Somerset, England. The new genus is known from large lower jaw mandibles, one of which was first announced to the public back in 2018. In 2020, an 11-year-old girl discovered a new specimen known from the same material. It was enough to finally warrant a new genus and species. Based on what's been found so far, Ichthyotitan is estimated to be approximately 25 meters or 82 feet, making it possibly the largest marine reptile ever discovered and described, outclassing even Shonisaurus and Shastasaurus in size. Hopefully more material will give us a better understanding of this rather gargantuan macropredator. Along with the large marine reptile, we also report a new publication covering yet another new genus, this time being a gigantic madsoid constrictor snake from the Middle Eocene rocks of western India. Vasuki indicus, named after a Hindu serpent deity with the same name, now holds the record of being the largest snake ever found, outclassing Titanoboa in body length, estimated to reach a maximum of 15 meters or 50 feet, while the fish-eating Titanoboa is estimated to be around 42 to 47 feet. The vertebral column Vasuki is known from also indicates a completely different lifestyle compared to Titanoboa, hunting in more terrestrial habitats, potentially preying on animals ranging from catfish and turtles to crocodilians and even early primitive cetaceans. Its discovery shows just how gigantic snakes could be, and who knows what other large snakes may be out there. In a tragic turn, the entire family of Compsognathidae has been disbanded. A new paper was published by Andrea Cao, serving somewhat as a sequel to the 2021 publication that states Compsognathidae is polyphyletic. For more on that, I recommend checking out our Sinosauropteryx video. The new publication uses a new method to correctly put several theropod dinosaurs in what should be their true phylogenetic placements. According to this new paper, Raptorex, which was considered to be a juvenile Tarbosaurus specimen in 2018, is now believed to be a separate genus again, and is placed as a non-tyrannosaurid tyrannosauroid with a now closely related Begoratan. Their placement found them to be even more basal than Dryptosaurus. If that's not all, the enigmatic Megaraptora is again placed within Tyrannosauroidea, rather than being a sister group to the superfamily as previously suggested in a 2022 paper. In addition, the basal Solorosaurs, Eoron and Nedcolbertia, are now considered to be early diverging Allosauroids. More importantly, however, the most prominent part about this paper are the Compsognathids, as all genera are shown to be juvenile individuals belonging to several different groups. The most recently named Compsognathid, Junmenglong, is placed as an early diverging member of Titaniurae. Compsognathus itself, Scirriomimus, and Scipionix are now concluded to be megalosauroids, with Scipionix being closer to Spinosaurids than the former. A surprising twist considering that it was previously suggested to be a juvenile Carcharodontosaurid just 3 years prior. If that's not all, Girafinator is believed to be yet another Allosauroid, albeit with several alternative placements, and Sinosauropteryx, Sinocalliopteryx, Huaxiagnathus, and the Brazilian Morischia are all placed within the basalmost branch of Solorosauria. An unnamed J-hole Compsognathid, which was formerly believed to be a Sinosauropteryx specimen, is now said to be placed within one of the earliest branches of Tyrannosauroidea. There's a lot more to this paper that changes other theropod genera phylogeny, so if you want to learn more, I will put the paper's link in the description. Overall, this paper shows us that even dinosaur clades never stay the same depending on what new discoveries are made to this complex lineage. We'll keep you updated in later months when responses to this paper are made. In brighter news, the holotype specimen for Antarctopelta oliveroi has been officially given a new reconstruction thanks to its phylogenetic placement in the recently named Parenchylosaurida in 2021. In addition, the nodosaurid Paticopelta, which was described in 2022, is now placed within Parenchylosaurida as well. Antarctopelta has also been reduced to 4 meters or 13 feet, making it the largest member of Parenchylosaurida. This new paper gives us a better look at this rather fragmentary animal, and we're now one step closer to understanding what Antarctopelta truly looked like. Moving back to the Cenozoic, new remains of a mastodon specimen were discovered for the first time in Miocene rocks of Iran. Known from a single molar and upper tusks hailing from the Abkare village in the northwest part of the country, this new discovery helps us give insight into the distribution of mastodon as a genus. The remains have been referred as Mammoth CF obliquolophus. While not confidently considered to be remains of M. obliquolophus, this species has been previously found in Eastern Europe and East Asia. These findings now reveal potentially a wider range in Eurasia, which extends to the Middle East. Moving back once again to the Mesozoic as our final piece of news, 6 well-preserved shark specimens found in the Agua Nueva Formation in Mexico have finally unveiled the true form of the shell-crushing shark, Tychodus. Previously known from only teeth, these new well-preserved specimens not only reveal what the skeleton of the shark truly looked like in life, but the fossils also preserve soft tissue. Based on the shark's anatomy, Tychodus is actually a streamlined mackerel shark that would have used its odd teeth to crack into hard-shelled pelagic prey, such as ammonites and turtles, rather than being the seafloor hunter like a nurse shark as previously suggested. This new find shows us how bizarre Tychodus truly was, a real oddball compared to its true relatives in lamniforms. Thank you for tuning in to the first monthly episode for Epoch News. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to learn more about other new publications and want to keep up to date, be sure to check out our new website where we have a page dedicated to new papers. With that said, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to be notified for our latest uploads. Previews for our future videos are also available on our website. See you guys next time!